Hey, let that ride. Yo, what's happening, everybody? You already know who it is, the Frag Illuminati, once again, on the place to be and the place to be. Y'all know what I'm talking about. What's happening with y'all, fellas? Got G-Man in the building, got Rock in the building. We're missing Bernie today. We're gonna have to catch him next episode. But what's good with y'all today?
Say, man, Bernie's missing because I heard he's out there riding camels with Antoine.
Probably so.
Yeah. What's up, fellas? I'm good.
What up, though, folks? You know who it is. This is Rock. I'm chilling. Yeah, we missed Bernie today, but we're gonna carry the torch for him in his absence, and we still gonna have a good show.
Of course. But I say this show might be a little bit quicker than what y'all used to, but you know, we're making it do what we can. We're gonna be talking about hard to get fragrances and collectibles in your collections and things. I know I got a few. I know Leonard got a few because he's big on doing that. What the hell is that? Am I tripping?
Well, y'all can hear that? I'm sorry. That was me.
Tripping. Stop, turn it all off. You gotta go off.
That was me. I'm trying to test out new sounds, but that's me. I'm cool. I'm sorry, y'all.
The sounds in the middle of the show is crazy. I know y'all got a few in y'all collection that y'all will probably consider collectible or at least getting to that point. What y'all rocking with that's in your collection that is collectible?
Well, let me say before we start off in the name and frags, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you guys both a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have collectible ones, and why do you collect them? I mean, why? What's the need of it? Because I can say the reason I collect them.
And what would we consider to be collectibles, right?
So in the future collectibles, what's collectible now?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you may project to be a collectible down the road. So my question is, why do you go after those, or do you have them? If so, why?
Well, you're gonna start with the whys. We just go see what you had, but we're gonna start with why. For me, I think I've mentioned this on a few previous episodes. It's just what you had kind of brought to my mind before is just having a purpose for the collection. It's like we can have a million sets, and if that's what you want to do, that's your prerogative. But for me, it's like I want to have stuff that's kind of unique. It's like it's rare that you're gonna find too many things that are different from smell as far as other things go. But if you just want to have like some conversation starters, that's what I shoot for. I shoot for conversation starters and stuff that's a little bit harder to find than others. And you know, it just brings a certain uniqueness to your collection when you don't have the same thing that 90% of the world has.
Okay, what makes them unique in that point then? Is it the scent, or are you inviting everybody into your bedroom to see the bottle? So
for me, it's not even really necessarily for everybody else.
Right.
It's like my main focus is when I'm looking at my collection, or even if it comes to reselling, it's like there's the value tends to go up with stuff that's harder to find. So if I ever just get tired or something, then I just throw it out there in the water and probably make significantly more, or at least a little bit more than what I paid for it. but the scent itself for a lot of them is kind of a plus too. Because like I said, they're like y'all know, there's a lot of scents out there that it's kind of hard to just make it super unique. But then they all like a lot of them have like a certain twist to it that'll kind of give you the this is really different feel. Or maybe it's just in my mind. It might just be in my mind. Who knows? But I like them. So it is what it is.
Well, you know what I use for a communication starter?
What's up?
I mentioned Andre's name, man. That starts.
This guy's out of control. He
Andre,
can't.
look, Andre don't even use Andre's name, so
I'm trying to stay away from my name as much as possible.
So I'm beginning to think somebody's after him as many aliases as he's got. Right.
I think you got man. I'm with you, Rock.
Mm-hmm.
If Rock deal with you, man, if you find out how much he's wanted for, we'll turn him in and split the reward.
Right, for real.
Exactly. See, that's why I gotta keep switching it up. They don't know who to go to.
Mm-hmm.
Any particular day.
And we all know that the fragrance community is a small community, especially the niche brand community. And I think, like Dre's saying, I like the things to be, even though it's a small community, I still want to be a little different from everybody else. Even though small numbers, I still want to be different. And so by going after those things that are considered unique, like Dre said, they'll hold value and eventually you have to get rid of them, especially if they become discontinued and there's a desire for them, then you have money sitting in the bank right down the shelf. So I think for that piece, that's kind of why I go into them, because the uniqueness of them, the value that they may bring down the road, and to be completely different, man. That's me, and I everybody can get a common fragrance. I mean, even people that don't wear niche, you can buy, for example, the what's the common one by Dior? Sauvage.
Oh, Sauvage.
Yeah.
Everybody got that. Even Aventus, everybody's got that. Whether they're in the designers or whether they're in the niche world, Aventus is so common that if you're trying to, I don't want to smell like everybody else. I don't want to walk in the room and 30 other people smelling just like me. So,
I mean, we're not dissing Aventus. I mean, I'm sorry, Aventus. We're not Sauvage, right? But it all applies, right? It all applies to the point.
No, it's okay if we diss Aventus, but
let's skip. Tell him, Skip, you run the show. Walk, tell him skip this one, man, because he's talking about laundry detergent and all that. So. we not dissing those fragrances, but what Leonard is trying to say is that when we're stepping out, we want to stand out a little bit, and especially when you're speaking about me, and like Dre said, is a conversation starter. If you going somewhere and you can smell amazing, I mean, because Aventus smells amazing, Sauvage smells amazing, but in most experiences, at least the ones that I've had, whenever you start a conversation, when someone says you smell good, what are you wearing? As soon as you say Aventus, or as soon as you say Sauvage, the conversation's over.
It's done.
It's like their response is, oh, okay, because they didn't heard about that fragrance, they didn't heard about that fragrance, they didn't smelled it on someone else, someone else they know then had that fragrance, they know about it, right? But when you talk about something that they don't know about it, they're intrigued, they want to know a little bit more about it, so it does start and sparks conversations.
Yes, sir.
Hey, let me dissect what he just said. Mm-hmm. What he just simply said is when they're intrigued, that's when he goes for the kill.
So eventually,
right in there.
And I can't be mad because I'm the one that opened up the door for this, but eventually y'all got to come up with a new joke. All right, so everybody,
I've been waiting. I've been waiting for an opening just for us to find another one.
right? Y'all got to come up with a
We
new
got
joke.
we got
We
step it up at some point.
Y'all done did the Inventors joke to death.
Yeah, we can't run it into the ground, guys.
Yeah, even Leonard has Leonard has admitted the fact that he does not wear Aventus because he feels that Aventus is an entry level fragrance in Creed, right?
Yeah.
So I have no diss about Aventus. My thing is just like Sauvage, it's one of those fragrances that everybody is wearing, and this, that, and the other. And so it's not one that I'm gonna reach for special occasions and when I need to stand out. It's one that I reach for when I don't have anything to do, like laundry. So we can move on from it and then we can find another joke.
we're gonna have to pull another one out the stash.
Do that, man, because Creed is my house, one of my houses, and I got to make sure I show mine today. You don't go ranking on them, man, and there's a common ground between me and you. You don't start talking about Creed's underrated and all that. So, I gotta draw that line in the sand, man.
So how do y'all go about acquiring these specialized? Like, what do y'all even? Leonard, I know you do, but I'll just ask for the sake of asking. Like, how do you go about choosing what you want to get? Like, as far as maybe limited, discontinued, or just collectible. How do you go about choosing what you're after, and then after you choose it, how do you go about trying to acquire it?
Well, I'll tell you, I do a lot of research, man, to include the different brands. Common brands are not so common. I'll look them up. Look at the reviewers, see what they say on those particular brands, and then I'll research the history of the company. And so I'll look the notes up on each one, and I'll see what it says, and then I'll just take a lucky stab at it as to whether it's something I'll look into. Now, I've done this, man. I bought fragrances that are discontinued and not very common, and people have mimicked exactly what I've done. You got
they dropping gems today, y'all.
You're right. we mimicked. We had to mimic.
I'm not mentioning any names, but
right.
Oh, that's too far for me to get right now, but it's up there.
They dropping gems today. But are those fragrances are necessary? I mean, the first one that you popped up is one that's hard to get or discontinued, but not the Clive Christian, right?
Clive Christian, yeah. Let me say this. These that I have, and Dre's got one of them.
Black bottle. Black top.
Yeah, he's got the black top. These three are three of the original that this company made, Parfums de la Mar. And they only made three. Now, the company, and this was in 2016, and this was like the intro. If you'll see, they're all made with the leather backing, and they made with horsey crystals, and the fragrances are all different, three different ones. They have, like, of these three, two of these fragrances have been discontinued along with the bottles. So to get the fragrance, you won't get. The one that Dre and I have together, they still make it, but they don't make the bottle. They make the fragrance in a different bottle. So that continues on. This one, for example, the Clive Christians, there's about 6, 7 of these. I think they make both male and female. They consider masculine, feminine. But
now, when you say 6 or 7 of them, that means that particular collection only has 6 or 7, not 6 or 7 bottles were robbed.
Yeah.
All right. So I just want to make sure that it's clear for everybody.
Versions. Now they came back with two of these. They made these in 2016 through 2017, and they were limited runs. These new were about $8.25 a bottle, and they made only a few numbers of them. In 2021, they came back with the Chasing the Dragon, which I think is the one Dre has. No, yeah, Hypnotic. No, he didn't.
Yeah, I got Hypnotic. Yeah, I got Hypnotic.
Yeah, he got Hypnotic. But they came back with this one in 2021, but they made it in a 50 ml bottle. And they started that price range at $500. So they were essentially making it more affordable for people to buy rather than this $825 bottle. So if you're looking for these, they're harder to get because they're fewer in numbers, and you're still going to pay a good amount of money for them.
About the set itself isn't discontinuous. The bottle size that's the discontinued part.
Yeah, ecstatic and hedonistic. The bottle size have been they did a little reformulation on these too when they put them back in 50 mil.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, they did a little bit of difference between the big bottle and the small bottle, but it's primarily one and the same.
I want to go back to the Passion de l'Amour. Am I saying it right?
Yeah.
Okay. With the Passion de l'Amour, okay. Was your main motivation when you realized that they were a limited run, right? When they
hold on, no. You're talking about something different. Passion de l'Amour is House of Sillage. You talking about Parfums Del Mar?
I mean, that's why I was asking. Did I say it right?
Yeah, I was like, yeah.
Right. Okay. Parfums Del Mar. Your main motivation with that was because it was a limited run, right?
Could I be honest with you?
Yeah. I would prefer.
I like pretty bottle.
That's what you like pretty bottle. Okay, so that's my follow-up question. Does each fragrance in that house smell equally as good? I mean, I know they don't smell alike, but are they great fragrances, or was just the motivation just to have that collection? Because
they're all good, man. I mean, this is the first one I got, the Dark Desire.
Okay.
Like you've seen on different shows we've done, and this one to me is heaven, man.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I picked up a good one, they're just as good too. So, like you're saying, when you walk into the room, Rock, the scent is what makes people curious.
Mm-hmm.
The bottle is what made me curious.
Mm-hmm.
And once I started inquiring, like you're saying, they would inquire about what you have on. It's the same thing. I started inquiring about the product. And then that's when I started doing my research and finding out that there were only 3 original ones. And the company's still in existence. But the 3.
But that collection is no longer.
No longer, yeah. And it was distributed through Roja.
Okay.
So I don't know what the collaboration was with them other than the distribution. I don't know if they actually made it or not. I don't know that part of it. Couldn't find that out. But
there's probably like some design ideas in there too.
Probably possibly. So. But that should tell you something about the fragrance. If it's a collab between this company and Roja, that tells you the quality of product you're dealing with. Because they wouldn't let a night company come in and do anything with them. They don't have to.
Exactly. So did Roja just do the distributing, or did they have anything to do with actually putting together the fragrance or anything like that?
That's something I hadn't been able to find out yet, if they did the actual production or manufacturing. I don't know. I just know that the final product was distributed through outlets of Roja.
Gotcha. Okay, so another question I got is, what about like discontinued fragrances? I mean, like you said with the Parfums Del Mar. Did I say it right this time?
Mm-hmm.
Elmar, Parfums Elmar. Okay. Now, what about discontinued fragrances that are not part of a collection, but just fragrances that were good at one point, but just are no longer available? Do do they stand out or become something that's acquired or collectible type of item?
Yes.
And what is
And
that?
what are you holding, Dre?
Huh?
What are you holding?
This is Tom Ford plum Japanese, or however you say it. I don't know for sure. I'm not big on Tom Ford, but I've heard that's discontinued. And I know a lot of people. When I first got that, the day I got it, somebody was trying to get it off of me, and I know a lot of people have been trying to get it from me. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a super fancy bottle either. It's just could just be something that's good that's discontinued, and people just want it. There's a lot of them like that. It's just
you know, like something can't sell well, but all of a sudden when they discontinue it, everybody wants it.
Everybody wants it then because then it becomes a high commodity.
Yeah.
I mean, because it's what is I guess not necessarily FOMO, but it's just like with anything. It's like if it's hard to get, that's when people want it. Like if it has a high enough name and a good enough reputation, it goes discontinued. I want it now because I didn't grab it when it was there. Like for most things, what I got here, I know. I won't say people are really out searching for it, but this is Roja Lakme EDP, and there was only 500 of these made. Now, a lot of these scents, I can say no one would probably be worried about if there was like a large amount out there to get. But being that there's only 500 of these made, people would be willing to pay a lot more for it now, even though the scent might not be $500 worth, not $500, but however much money you sell it worth of money. The scent is cool, but it's not nothing you would just smell and be like, oh man, this is amazing. But it's literally because it's limited. So you want to. I think a lot of people have probably similar ideas with it. Like if I can get something that most people can't get their hands on, then I can flex with it. That's really kind of what it boils down to at the end of the day, really.
Flex. No.
Basically, flex it out.
Well, since Drake brought up Erosia, this is from the Heritage Collection. I don't know if you see that.
Yeah,
it's kind of hard to see.
This I actually got this one from Dre, since you were asking about how do you go about getting them. This is from the Heritage Collection. I don't think it's discontinued because they have X-Straight out now. But
oh no, it is. It's so from my knowledge, with the Heritage Collection, it's usually fragrances that are discontinued, but they decide to bring back in that collection. So it was previously a bottle itself, but then they said they took it off the market, and then they said, okay, well we'll bring it back as part of the Heritage Collection, so you can have your chance to smell it again if you want to, and then eventually it'll probably get discontinued off of that too.
But I think the latest one they came back with was X-Straight.
Yeah, so they end up being different. It's like this right here, as I just showed the Lakme EDP. 500 of the EDPs made, but then after that they came out with a parfum. So that's more widespread. Like you can kind of easily get the parfum. The EDP is what's so that it ends up being a slightly different smell to it, which I haven't smelled the parfum of it yet, but from what I've heard, like there's always like there's a slight difference in there somewhere. So they kind of switch it up a little bit with. I know at least with Roja tends to switch it up a little bit when it comes to the different concentrations.
I think all of them do that though.
Yeah, but I don't know if everybody purposely does it the way they do. I don't know. It's like certain notes just stand out more than whatever.
Yeah, I think it brings it back in different concentration levels so they can resell it if it's supposed to be discontinued. I think
basically.
Now, once you guys acquire a bottle that you know that you're probably no longer going to be able to get your hands on, does it factor in the decision of how much you wear it?
Yes.
Leonard is shaking his head.
No, because if and Drake, if you think about it, man, if you have the numbers that you have, even if you wear it, you're not gonna put a big dent in it unless you're wearing it every other day anyway.
True, but for certain bottles, I do tend to stay away from them because I'll pull this one out. This Kuwait exclusive Xerjoff. Once it's out, it's out. Like this is about as impossible to find as that Thomas Kosmala white oud.
You can't. Yeah, you can't find.
So like once you out, you out. So like I try not to veer to those so much because like this right here, this is not necessarily rare. It's exclusive to Harrods. But if I run out of this, I can go back and get another one.
Okay, say the names of both of those fragrances one more time.
Bad.
I know folks can't. I mean, it's going to be hard for folks to get their hands on it.
Yeah,
but, once we start editing and put that on there, I want folks to be able to know what fragrances we talked about.
This one right here is a Harrods exclusive called it's Xerjoff 6th Floor. This is still, you can still go on Harrods site and get that one easily if you pay the money for it. This one right here is a Kuwait exclusive. It's called Royal Crystal Supreme.
Royal Crystal Supreme. Okay.
Royal Crystal Supreme. I think I got beyond lucky when I found this because this was never even on my radar. I just happened.
He's always lucky. He's always lucky.
Just got lucky. It was like I saw it and I have to have it.
So is it always like? I mean, not always, but for the most part, is that your goal right now? Is to collect exclusives, or just that and the other, or just when you come across an exclusive, you grab it?
I'm kind of in between both because my goal is to have a lot more exclusives, but I will also get like the stuff that's easily attainable if it seems like something I want. But also it's like, yeah, I'm leaning towards that one too. It's like if it becomes available, I'm getting it because definitely with a few of them, because some of them, like I said, with this Royal Crystal Supreme, if you run across it one time, the likelihood of you running across it again, and I've been in the serious collecting game, I would say at least the past year. That's the first time I've ever seen that bottle. So you factor in being in the game for a year and a half, whatever it is, and only seeing the bottle once. And if you happen to find it, and then you say, "Oh no, I'll wait till later." Well, there might not be a later.
But it
would have been the same? Oh, go ahead.
Have you worn them?
Yeah. Like I said, I'll wear them. I'm just not. I tend not to gravitate towards them how I would with something else that I can halfway easily get. It's like some of the stuff is harder to get, but you can still get your hands on it if you're willing to pay the price for it. And as long as I know there's a price out there, then cool. But others is like, if I don't see this again, if I use this all the way up, it's over.
Well, I think Rock, I think we're saying the same thing because I have
much.
wearables that are for every day, but then like for some of these collectibles, I still wear them, but it's a special occasion that I wear them, and it's a limited amount of times.
Yeah.
So I don't have anything that I don't wear. I didn't buy them not to wear.
Oh yeah, I don't have a single thing that I don't wear.
Right. I might put this on going to bed, man. It's why Christian.
I'll say I be doing the same thing, just because. And a lot of times I do that too. Like if I have an exclusive, I don't really. I mean, because what I do for a living doesn't really allow me to have like be in special events and things like that. So sometimes I'm like, well, I ain't got nothing going on. I'll just spray it on full bed just so I can get the whiffs of it. Why
You'd be
not?
amazed what I wear at the hospital, man. I'd be like,
You got to sometimes.
This
Like,
is my sin of the day right here. You already know
what's
how
that? The
loud this
Ganymede?
is. I wear that at the hospital, boy.
I got to take people out, put them in ICU and everything out there, man.
Right. I go in patient rooms and the patient be like, "Oh my God, what do you got on? You smell so good." And I'm like, "Damn, you can smell me from the door."
Say,
Like,
what's that position? What's the position called? Is it it's not radiologist. What is it that the work on oxygen on people? What's that position called? You know?
when you talking about when they put people to sleep,
No. When they respiratory therapists,
respiratory
rock
therapist, yeah.
this man. Cats can't breathe. Rock walk through, man. Start breathing.
You can breathe, damn it. You can breathe.
That's how you know you good. Like, oh,
You
wait
can
a
breathe.
minute. It might not be time to go yet.
Yeah. And I hear people, when we talk about, when you hear reviewers and they you hear people on Facebook talk about it all the time. At least not to my face. No one has ever came to me and been like, okay, well, we're in a hospital, you got to tone down your fragrances. No one has ever told me that. All right.
Honestly, I think a lot of people that deal with that type of thing are either wearing something that is entirely, because you're able to figure out what's too loud for the situation.
Oh yeah,
so
I'm not going to the hospital. I talk junk. I'm talking junk, but I'm not going in the hospital with black Afghano on. No.
Yeah, right. Some people just don't have a concept of what isn't for what. Like if you're wearing, let me think. If you're wearing anything oud in the heat, and in the high heat, then you're gonna be.
Oh yeah.
Somebody's gonna say something.
Yeah.
But if you wear the ones that you're supposed to wear on the right occasion, even if it's something a little bit daring, most of the time you're gonna be fine. Nobody's really gonna say anything unless you spray. Unless you spray yourself 10 trillion times, which a lot of people do for some reason.
Real talk.
I think the other thing with that too, though, Rock, you're not wearing cheap fragrances either.
No.
Well,
I'm not up there with y'all by any means, but I'm not bargain basement shopping either.
But I've seen people get Dollar Tree fragrances, man, and they splash 40 sprays on them and choke everybody out.
They choke everybody out.
Yeah.
But I think I think that comes along with the problem too, because which kind of falls in line with another show we had. When you're getting the cheaper fragrances, you're getting a lot of the synthetic notes and stuff. So then that starts to bother people's head. Now they're getting a headache from all the syntheticness.
Right. Exactly. But when it comes to like collectibles or discontinued frags, I'm not really one that chases those type of things. If something comes around and if it's something that I've actually experienced and it's something that I've already known that I've liked or like to experience, like especially when it comes to like old designer houses and stuff like that, because the price that they when 1 million Privé became discontinued, the price that they placed on that became ridiculous.
That jumped out the water.
Right. That it became ridiculous. So, and I never got an opportunity to smell that. So in my mind, I just missed out. I'm not about to go chasing that fragrance and pay an additional $150 for it. Right. And so that's just not my bag. Now, as far as the collections are concerned, I've also have not been the person to try to collect the whole collection. If you guys seen my collection, I have a mixed bag of pretty much everything, as opposed to concentrating just on one thing, right? And so and it's catered to what I like. Now, a lot of these fragrance houses have so many different fragrances. If you do was to go ahead and just try to chase everything that they had in the house, right, just to complete a collection, it can be quite expensive, right? And so it's just not something that I do. Another thing that happens is that like we said, we've talked about collections, and we've talked about hard to get discontinued frags, but there are also hard to get fragrances that are still in circulation. And then that's just because they just sell out so quickly, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if it's cool with y'all, I want to bring up a couple, right? Tuxedo, right? This was rumored to be discontinued, and it went through its motions where folks just
Right.
you know was
Buying them up.
trying to sell them and this, that, and the other, and then it came out that it wasn't discontinued. But as soon as it comes out, it just sells out so quickly fast. When I bought this, I was on a 6-week waiting list to get it. So this is just one of those fragrances, that are like that. It's not discontinued. It's not what they would consider a collectible, but it's just a hard to get fragrance because it's just always sold out.
Let me ask you a question.
I'm about to say that because I think I can put it in the collectible category.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think one day it will be a collectible?
Yeah.
So
I mean, because if you look at it, Tuxedo is so great. Tuxedo has taken on the role of Ventus in a way. Because if you see, just like we've been seeing for the past few weeks
mm-hmm.
or a month or so, there's a lot of the dupes out there that are kind of copycatting.
Oh yeah.
So
mm-hmm.
you can kind of put Tuxedo in a collectible category.
Maybe
it's still hard to get.
Mm-hmm. It's still hard to get. It's still hard to get. And another one that I got that's from an independent house. It's from an independent house, and it's not discontinued. It's just hard to get because as soon as he puts these bad boys out, they sell out quickly. And that's Savoir Faire Soul Cafe. Right? As soon as he puts this bad boy out, it sells out quickly. This is tobacco.
Oh.
This is God damn. This is blood and orange. This is tobacco. This is blood and orange. This is saffron. He's got oud in here. This is a bomb fragrance, and like I said, as he grabs it, it's gone, and it's not that expensive. This bottle will only cost you $140, but the point is that as soon as he puts them out, they are gone. So,
yeah. Well, I think because I'm gonna be honest.
Mm-hmm.
I think I told you that, Rock. Mm-hmm. I wasn't really impressed with it when I tried it.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's it. You ain't gonna elaborate.
I just sprayed it on myself.
That's
I see what's going on. It's like you gotta let it sit for a minute. Let that thing sit for a minute.
Since we're talking about I'm gonna go ahead on the house.
Mm-hmm.
It's not discontinued. Royal Oud, free Royal Oud.
Mm-hmm.
But it is hard to get. Royal Mayfair is another one that's a Creed product.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that they've discontinued that one.
Look at Dre smelling his elbow now, boy. He getting it now.
Yeah, all right though.
This one is hard to get. They say because of the elements, the ingredients inside of the fragrances was hard, so they only produce so many a year.
How about if we're gonna go that route, what's that one?
Aberdeen Lavender, the Creed Aqua Original line.
Mm-hmm.
This line, most stores didn't get it in the beginning, and most stores don't carry it. So it's hard to get and it's limited. And of course, this line, there's 6 of them. I had to have all 6. Not necessarily, I like all 6. So I did collect all 6. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't have bought them. Mm-hmm. But that completed set. Now this is one that's different. That's affordable. It's a Joe Malone. Mm-hmm. And this one is I forget the line, but it was limited and they only made so many of those. Is it coming in clear?
Yeah,
I can't see. I'm
but don't worry about that because I'm once it's over, I'm going to put it up. Folks will see it. Folks will see what it is.
So they came out with that one, and
I'm sorry. What was the name of it again?
This one is Blue Agave and Cocoa.
Okay.
COA.
All right.
Oh, cacao.
cacao, but they only came out with 5 in that different line, and they didn't sell them in the States. You had to buy them from the Joe Long website.
But
They
continue with that. Even this is one of the harder ones to get that's not discontinued. This is a baby cat. YSL baby cat.
Yeah, no, this one was discontinued. They only made so many.
Oh, that one. Oh, okay. I thought that one came back out recently.
No, but they did come back out. Yeah, reintroduced.
Well, even that was limited though.
Yeah, but now the other thing on Clive Christian, that's my house. 1872 is a common one, but they came out with these flankers.
Mm-hmm.
And these, I think the Tarocco Orange, they made 2,000, maybe 1,500 of the basil. The number one, aluminum, this is 1 out of 125 made.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, so it's hard to get, and they've discontinued. And this was Szechuan pepper. This is a flank of the X, which they had several of them, but I think this is 1 of 500. So Clive Christian is not a really popular house among a bunch of people. So if you have the few amounts you have, they're going to be less common and people wear.
Now, in the way you're describing it, you're stating that they're not a volume house either, right?
They're not, no.
Right. So, because you're saying that those bottles that you're showing, they've only made 500 bottles or 500 variations.
This one is only 500 bottles. No, this is 125. They made 125 of this one.
Only 125 period, and they were done across the world.
Worldwide. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Okay. I can understand why you definitely needed to get that one.
Oh, I had to. Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
This one I think is 1,500. I think is this one's 2,000.
Mm-hmm.
I think worldwide. So, and this one I think is like 1,000 something. The other one is 500. Another one is going to be limited down the road. Is the 150th anniversary.
Mm-hmm.
Like right now, they have the 20th anniversary. You can't find those, man. And when you find them, that's $700 and up when they're used, brand new. I've seen them on eBay for $1,200. I know, Ray. I know.
Now I remember giving him crap about that one. I'm gonna let him talk about that one. Something's at my door. Let me go grab something from my door real quick.
You already know what that is.
I knew exactly.
Kusmala.
Yeah.
You know, I wish I knew. I need to try to really do some deep diving research on this one because I don't even know how many he came out with this.
I hadn't been able to find a number either, man. I did research that before you got it, so I knew it was white and the black, but there's just not a lot of information out there.
But it's really not. Like I found out, basically pretty much the same thing you found out, like why it was made, but no definitive number on how many it was. Just that it was super limited. He ran out of he ran out of money, or it was just too expensive for the ingredients?
It became too expensive to compete because he was trying to market it to the market in Kuwait and the UAE.
How about his homage to the Middle East?
Yeah, because if you think about it, man, the Middle Eastern fragrances in a dollar value, a lot of them are really reasonable. A lot of the good ones are really reasonable.
Oh yeah.
So
you're not, for the most part, a lot from what we've tried, it hasn't been that expensive.
No.
Let's see what we got. Because even something like this, Dar LT,
you forgot the name of it?
Something. Yeah. Whatever. It's core level. That's what it is. Core level. Mm-hmm. As fancy as this bottle is and sturdy, cap is decently weighed. Most people probably look at this and think this is a $400 or $500 bottle. I think it's like $2 maybe.
And most of that is shipping to get over here.
Just to get here.
Just to get it over here. Right.
So you can imagine him making that, trying to compete with Middle Eastern fragrances for $600 or $700, and you're coming in with 200.
Yep.
It's hard because the Middle East does so good.
Right.
I don't know what type of materials they got their hands on, but you can't really compete.
I got one for you to bring out, Dre. Go ahead and talk about this one and how hard this one is to get. And also talk about the frenzy that you started when you started posting this fragrance. How Fetty Cedar.
Hey, save that for another show, man. Save that for another show.
He said save it for a show. But it's a hard to get fragrance, so it's kind of relevant.
It is. Where we at? Right here. How Fetty Cedar. This one right here. I still don't know if I've told the full story on how it happened. So me and Antoine was talking one day, and he was like, yeah, man, I've been searching for all this stuff, blah blah blah. You know how we do. We all talk about fragrance and stuff. So he was like, man, I've been looking for oh no, I think I told him. I was like, yeah, I got How Fetty. He was like, oh man, yeah, I like that one. I'm still looking for How Fetty Cedar. So at the time, I hadn't even heard of How Fetty Cedar. I just had How Fetty. I was like, yeah, I'm liking that. So he put it in my head. So I'm like, okay, How Fetty Cedar. I got to see if I can get my hands on that. So I messed around, and I don't even think I was really nobody in the group for real, in my mind. I messed around, said something about it. I want to say for the next, what was that, month, maybe 2 months?
It was about a month and a half. Yeah.
It was about a month and a half. Everybody's searching for it. I'm like, what's happened? So ever since then, Antoine's just been blaming me for that craze. I think that's really where the whole blame thing came along, because everybody was searching for it. And you couldn't, like, people searching high and low, you can't find it nowhere.
I mean, it's not a discontinued fragrance.
Not at all.
Hard to find. Nobody had it.
Like, it was out of stock everywhere.
Yeah, not even the fragrance house itself. They didn't have it.
And I think Halligan's didn't have it.
Right. It was
one day, I guess Antoine was searching or whatever, he messed around and found it. So he hit me up. He was like, yeah, man, I just found it on Nose Paris. So I'm like, all right, bet. I'm gonna go on there right now, go get that. And sure enough, it came through. Then I think we kind of put it out there where you can get it, and then it just started showing up all over the place. Like Finn Halligan just said, "Okay, cool, we just gonna put this back out there." Then I guess for a minute you could not find this stuff nowhere. I'm talking about people going crazy trying to find it. That's why I always said it wasn't my fault.
The media mogul, it was your fault.
It wasn't.
Rock, how many times we talked about Andre saying anything, and all of a sudden it just sells, man. It just takes. Hadn't we talked about that, Rock?
Yep, we did. We talked about it because of the fact that, but you also got to put in perspective is that a lot of the stuff that Andre has, not everybody can get or not everybody can afford, right? Yeah. And so, and I'm not counting anybody's pocket, so don't take it that way. I mean, folks just, Andre has an election that's pretty much unobtainable by any means, but pretty much when he puts something that's out that's obtainable, folks do run out and try to grab it. And I think we all kind of have that kind of effect like that, because I remember when I put out, and it's not a hard to get fragrance by any means, but when I gave when I gave the seal of approval for Hypnotizing Fire, everybody went and started getting it.
Right. It wasn't that. It was another one you said something about. I can't remember what it was. Everybody started getting it.
It was Hypnotizing Fire.
It was?
It was Hypnotizing
Fire. I thought it was another one too, though.
No, it was Hypnotizing Fire.
More than one.
Oh, no.
more than one.
Well, I'm going to talk about 21 in a second, but what I do want to ask is, I'm going to talk about 21 in a second, but what I do want to ask is, now when we're talking about fragrances that have been out for a while, that like we said, they were part of a collection, or they've been discontinued, or just hard to find because it's just hard to keep them in stock. Okay, now what about fragrances that are upcoming or new releases that are being targeted as being limited edition? How do you guys feel about
one? And I think Andre's probably gonna get this one down the road, and I'm gonna probably get it. The Blue Moon by who's that? Hennessy?
Killian.
Killian.
Because it hadn't been sent out yet. So probably the next show you see, we'll probably have it by then.
Oh no, we already got it.
Oh, Andre has it. That's why I brought it up.
You gotta hide it. The day is here. We already at the day. Don't trip.
Go ahead and show that bottle off. Show it off, Andre.
And typically I won't even rush out to get Killian products like that. I usually wait, but it started going around that it was limited, so I was like, you know what? I ain't that high. Why not? So yeah, we went ahead and got Blue Moon.
So I wonder if it's really going to be limited, because they said that about Angel Share too.
About every one of them in that collection I've heard. But
now they did get us with Straight to Heaven Extreme, right? Now I have the rate, and I think Dre has the regular Straight to Heaven, right? You don't have the regular Straight to Heaven? Okay, I got Black Phantom, Imperial Tea, and Apple Brandy.
You know you can't get Black Phantom anymore, right?
Really?
It's hard to get, man. I've been looking for that one.
Well, I know Straight to Heaven was one of those that are hard to get, and I think Apple Brandy, the original version of Apple Brandy, is one of those that are hard to get.
Yeah, I got that up here.
Yeah, I got Straight to Heaven.
I ain't got that. I
don't even know if I want the Extreme, but because I rarely wear Straight to Heaven, but I would never get rid of it though.
Right, me too.
Right. What's that one? That's Apple Brandy?
Yeah, this is the original Apple Brandy.
Right. Now I have Apple Brandy on the rocks. And I think from when we talked in chat and we discovered that they do smell kind of differently, but I've never smelled the original Apple Brandy. Right.
Oh, so I haven't smelled on the rocks yet.
Right.
I know this. If it smells exactly like Apple Brandy, like not the scent, the actual drink, then you're pretty much spot on, because this smells exactly like if you just poured Apple Brandy in a cup or in a glass.
Okay.
You're not talking about Vodka on the Rocks, are you?
No, not that's a completely different one.
Right.
Apple Brandy on the Rocks. That one just came out last year or 2021.
I think I got a sample of that.
The Apple Brandy is. I can tell you don't want to just be you don't want to get pulled over smelling like this. You're not talking your way out of this one.
The last one that I brought out, and I'm going strictly on rumors on this one. This one is from Xerjoff, and this one is called Torino 21. And this one is after a tennis tournament, right? And I think, and people redo your own research on this, because I'm doing hearsay and I'm hearing stories from all over the place. But
yeah, it's still available.
Yeah, but from what I've heard is that that they come out with a new Torino every year, because this is based off of a tennis tournament. So they started in 20. It was the original Torino. Then it was 21, and now they're on 22. But from what I've heard is that they, after they make that particular year, they're done making it. So I could be wrong. You guys can correct me if you know more. But you can still buy it. But I think once the supplies is gone and once they do it, they stop. I'm not sure.
I'm about to say, I think that's what from what I've seen, that's what it looks like. It's probably happening because they made 21. You can still get on Xerjoff, but it's it's been kind of dwindled down to an online exclusive now. So I'm thinking once it's gone, it's probably just gone. Because I don't think they're gonna keep making different batches of it.
Yeah, and the one that Dre, to go back to the one that Dre just brought out, that one is not even released yet globally, right? They had a couple of soft launches.
This is early release.
Early releases where people were able to get it, and that's how Dre got his hands on it. It's supposed to be in stores come April 1st, and once it's from the stores, once the stores sell out, then it's supposed to be done, right?
And but my question on that, it's sold globally in store. How limited would it be to get?
So it might be a marketing ploy.
Right. That's what I'm thinking.
We'll see.
So we'll just have to see how it pans out.
And then what is from a marketing standpoint? What is limited? Instead of 5,000, I'm gonna make 3,000.
Well, I mean, they might make a nice little run so every store can get them, but it's not one that they're going to continue to reproduce. Once they make their first production of it, they're done. They may have done 10,000 bottles of it, 50,000 bottles of it, but they're not going to go ahead and do another 50,000 bottles of it. Who knows?
I was say it could be anything because they could just be saying, "Well, this might be the limited run, and we might come back out with it in a different bottle."
Right. Yep.
So it could just be the bottle itself. They decide, it is what it is, I guess. Yeah, I think this is a pretty good talk, fellas.
Yeah, that's all I got, man. I don't have any.
I was about to say we gonna keep talking so long we ran out of all our exclusives.
Well, what's your sin of the day, Dre? I mean,
oh Lord, I don't know. What was I wearing? I'm tripping.
Well, right now we know you're wearing Soul Cafe.
I was gonna say I'm wearing Soul Cafe now, but it was something else I had. Oh, here we go. It was cold, but I figured I just wanted to break this out just because. This is an aquatic scent from Xerjoff, 1986. This is part of the what is that? It's part of some line. I don't know. It's some line. But I know there's only 3 in the line. I just can't remember what the name of. Oh, the Save Me line. They got 1986. They got Coexistence, and then they got Save Me. I don't have Save Me yet, but pretty good scent. It's aquatic, fresh aquatic scent. Really smells like you should probably wear this to the beach. Love it though. Fire.
Okay.
Well, do you have anything you don't love? To be honest, you have anything in your collection you don't love?
Don't love?
Yeah.
But no.
Oh yeah, I got plenty of them. I don't love. Yeah. Like there's really only a few that I really love like that. I don't have anything in my collection I don't like because if I don't like it, I sell it or give it away. I try to make sure whatever I have in my collection, it's something I would wear and I wouldn't have a problem wearing it. I don't want to have to say, I might be able to pull this off. Let me see. I don't really like it. Nah, I'm not doing that.
Let me tell you, I noticed to be a fact about your collection. You got some stuff in there that's rare and stinks. So let me know when you're ready to sell it and hit me up, and I'll take it off.
Hold on.
Let me play Bernie for right now. Let me play Bernie. The Purge. The Purge. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. If this is content that speaks to y'all and y'all like how we get down, please don't hesitate to subscribe. Hit the like button because that allows us to be able to grow the channel. Share this out to folks that you also think that might enjoy this stuff because we want to be able to grow the channel, become bigger, and hopefully, hey, we here every Sunday, 7 Eastern time. 7 Eastern time. We will be going back live once we have a show that's that we want to interact with you guys with on a live basis. So that's all I got. What y'all got?
All right, so we out of here. You already know how it is. You know we love y'all. And y'all gonna tune in every Sunday because we said so, or else I'm gonna run those pockets.
Before we get out of here, what's the meaning of Walter? What is it?
Oh,
I
think Rock wrote a song. Didn't you make a song, Rock?
Hey, little Walter. Now you got me on YouTube singing. Folks don't make
this is out of control.
We singing on
this
YouTube.
Is all out of control.
Right.
Walter, get us out of here, man. Get us out of here, bro.
Well, so you know what it is. Follow us on Instagram, follow us on Facebook, follow us on YouTube, follow us everywhere in life. Not really, but follow us. Just follow us. Tune in.
And
look,
go
ahead. I'm about to say comment down below. Let us know what we need to talk about.
Comment below and let us know your collectible fragrances too. I'm sorry.
Oh, that too. Yeah,
let us know your collectible fragrances. Let us know your scent of the day. Let us know what fragrances that you feel like that you buy just to be part of a collection, or discontinued fragrances that you need to go ahead and grab and be a part of your collection.
And if it's anything that you want us to talk about, we'll shoot that down below too. We always willing to listen to ideas and different ideas on topics. We can talk about it. We might not know everything, but we're gonna try. Just go down and say something about it. We're here.
Or if you just want to know, if you want Dre Dre is selling his naming rights. So if you want
definitely doing that, I can give you a name.
Right. So if you want Dre to be your name next week for a price, he can be
any one of my aliases are for sale.
Dre is doing name franchising, huh?
Right.
You gotta do it. You gotta let them know how good you are at coming up with names. If you need a name for anything, hit me up.
You're crazy. I gotta go.
We the Illuminati, y'all.
Peace. We out of here.
Peace.